Many experts today refer to renewable energy technologies as disruptive, in the sense that they're radically different from conventional technologies and are so much better for consumers and society that they will very quickly disrupt current paradigms.
Once the technology is ripe, they happen very quickly. And I think electric cars and solar energy and wind energy, they're ripe. A lot of people think they have these forecasts for, 2040, we're having just a bit more percentage of these. I think the transformation is going to happen so quickly that most of these forecasts are going to be quite short, quite off, because these are disruptive technologies. They're better technologies for the consumers, and we've crossed the price points where they make sense. So once that happens, it's basically a matter of awareness getting around, word of mouth, the understanding the experience. And as that grows, it grows exponentially. And we're going to see a rapid, I think, transformation, comparable to the Industrial Revolution or such.
So this is a solar energy installation here in Vancouver, British Columbia. In fact, when we first started 10 years ago, people told us we couldn't do this, that it didn't make sense here. But we recognized that there were some people that wanted to install solar, that wanted to do something leading edge, that wanted to do something to reduce their environmental footprint. So we started with these panels, this system. Since then, the installation growth has been about 40% per year. So in fact, it could be done here. There was a demand. People want to see more renewable energy installed locally.
The research that we're doing is looking at the transportation sector, because that's a huge part of our greenhouse gas emissions and about how we can connect our transportation system to renewables. And we're finding that really electric mobility is an essential part of meeting our deep greenhouse gas emissions reductions. So to have an 80% reduction by 2050, we need to have a big fleet of electric vehicles really almost in every city around the world. And the research that we're doing found that there's a lot of potential demand. There's a lot of consumers out there who'd be willing to pay extra for some type of plug-in hybrid vehicle or pure electric vehicle. But currently, they can't do that because it's not available in the model they want or in the variety or color or whatever it is that they want. And so what we're finding is that there's some areas that are showing us good examples of policy that can trigger that change. And California has the best example that we found.
California right now is leading the standards. They've said that 10% of the vehicles sold in California have to be electric vehicles. They have committed to an 80% reduction in greenhouse gases. If other states, Washington, Oregon, British Columbia, Ontario, Quebec, and 9 eastern states were to adopt that kind of California policy, we would create a demand for electric vehicles that would make them very commonplace, and we would get to the point where, using the weight of states and the weight of cities, we could begin to transform our emissions. And that's where we need to go, because we cannot wait for national governments to take us there anymore. And once people understand that an electric vehicle is actually cheaper, it saves them money, all of a sudden that will turn the market in a massive way.
Like transportation, housing is also a major challenge in the aim of creating sustainable cities. The Vancouver Convention Centre is a prime example of how buildings can be designed to minimize environmental impacts.
We're here at the Vancouver Convention Centre's West Building, which opened in April 2009, and it's actually one of the greenest convention facilities in the world. And just to give you a few examples, we have really visible sustainable features such as our 6-acre living roof, which is the largest in Canada. We have a very sophisticated black water recycling treatment plant in-house, as well as we utilize seawater heating and cooling because we're right on the harbor. Here at the Vancouver Convention Centre's living roof, this is 6 acres, and it's actually one of the 10 largest green roofs in the world. So what makes this green roof really unique is the fact that
My name is Kes McCormick, and I'm an associate professor at Lund University in Sweden. Lund University is the coordinator for a new project exploring the governance of urban sustainability transitions, focusing on urban living labs. Our partners in this project include Durham University in the UK, the Erasmus University Rotterdam in the Netherlands, and Joanneum Research in Austria, as well as local governments in cities across these countries. Urban living labs are spreading rapidly in Europe as a means through which public and private actors are testing innovations in buildings, transport and energy systems. Yet despite the experimentation taking place on the ground, we lack systematic learning across urban and national contexts about their impacts and effectiveness. This project will bring together leading European partners to create a framework for evaluating the design, practices and processes of urban living labs to enable the comparative analysis of their potential and limits. The knowledge will be co-produced with policymakers and practitioners with the explicit intention of providing new insights into the governance of urban sustainability and improving the design and implementation of urban living labs.